I'm Diane Ray, and welcome to today's 2016 Hay House World Summit interview. And today I'm very excited about the person I get to talk to. She is so much fun. Michelle Buchanan is a speaker, a teacher, and a writer who has studied numerology for 24 years. So she knows what she's talking about. And she was formerly the spiritual counselor for Women's Day magazine in her native New Zealand, as well as the resident numerologist for Television New Zealand's Good Morning. And Michelle also provides personal readings, workshops, and seminars to clients all over the world. And she's the author of the Numerology Guidebook, also Hay House Basics Numerology, and the Numerology Guidance Oracle Cards. So she's going to give us the scoop on numerology and what we have in store for us for this year. So Michelle, I'm so glad that you could talk to us today all the way from New Zealand.
I know. Thank you so much for having me, Diane. I'm so excited and thrilled to be here. Thank you.
Well, this is so fun. It sounds like you're just right here in the next room. I love it.
Don't you just love that technology these days? We're so lucky, aren't we?
It's great. And you and I are connecting from halfway around the world and everybody else that's joining us on the summit this year. So this is really exciting. So I guess first, should we do like a little brief overview of numerology, and then we're going to kind of follow along and you're going to give us some advice on how numerology can help us manifest. So the numerology you do is it the Pythagorean numerology?
Well done, Diane. You are onto
Pretty
it.
good. I've read the book.
Absolutely. That's so cool. Well, yeah, it is. And there are several different systems of numerology, but the Pythagorean, which is also known as modern or Western numerology, is the most popular system used around the world today. And that is a system I use. It's fantastic. I've never had an inaccurate reading ever.
So it's pretty laser sharp, right? It can just kind of answer your questions. Even so, if I'm not good at numbers, right, I can still use numerology because math is not my strong suit.
It was never mine either, and I never would have assumed that in the years to come I was going to be working with numbers. But the good thing is that the calculations are very simple. It's just adding a couple of numbers together or some letters. There are letters and numbers that you add together for names, and it is very basic. Once you know what to do, it's quite simple. It takes a bit to get your head around. To give an accurate reading for a human being, you really need to bring a lot of components together, and I'm not going to lie, that does take time to get really accurate with that. But there are other basic things we can do, such as what we'll be doing today in this call, that are very easy to do, and that we get a lot of accurate information that can help us in our lives. So, yeah, there's two sides, the complicated big charts for people in their whole entire life, and then there's the other basic simple things we can do, such as a forecast for the year, or to know our life purpose or destiny from our date of birth.
So numerology can really benefit us in so many ways, right? Our relationships, plotting our work course and career.
Absolutely. Honestly, I used to think numerology was a load of rubbish, to be honest with you, when I was younger. Before I had a reading, I didn't know what it was. I'd heard of it. I didn't know how it worked, so I assumed it was a load of rubbish because it sounded like it was. And I had no idea until I had that reading that a friend actually gifted me, because she knew there was no way on earth I would pay to have one. Despite how wonderful she said this numerologist was, she knew I wouldn't pay for one because I didn't believe it. So she gifted me a reading at a real turning point in my life. I was struggling with addiction and anxiety and lost my way in life. And if I had have known that how beneficial numerology was going to be, I would have looked into it much earlier. It would have saved me a lot of sort of heartache and stress. Really what it is, it's a roadmap of our life, okay? So each soul, we all have an agenda before we're even born as to what we would like to learn and how we would like to grow and evolve through the course of this life. And that blueprint is shown in our birth certificate name and date of birth, believe it or not. And it shows the struggles and the challenges that we've been born to overcome. These are sort of, when you're struggling with something, to know there's a reason for it and that we have the potential to overcome that was a big thing for me, because it helped me to accept the challenges I had. It helped me to take responsibility for them. And when I realised I had the potential to overcome them, because, hey, I pre-chose them in the first place, that really empowered me and it helped me to turn things around. And so for even that reason alone, self-awareness, if anyone on a journey of personal development or wanting greater self-understanding, numerology is the ideal tool. Then if you're looking at how it can benefit your life in terms of understanding other people better, improving your relationships, or even just being aware of what's coming up for you. What are the potential challenges that will cross your path? What are the opportunities that are out there for you? What is your future potential? It's like a roadmap that can help you find your way when you're going into unknown territory. So how could that not be of benefit?
No, it sounds great. I mean, I'm excited to learn more. And in your experience, I mean, you're able to get really accurate information through the system.
I am, because I've studied it for so long and I live and breathe it, and it's also an intuitive thing. Like I feel the numbers as well as I know them logically in my mind, and that takes time, but it's definitely possible, and it's such a wonderful tool to have in life for yourself and to help other people.
So let's try something then. So what would be the first thing that I would want to find out? Would that be my life path number or my personal number, or how does that work?
Yeah, well, there's two sides to numerology when it comes to a person. One side are what I call the 8 personality numbers, or the core numbers, and those 8 are 7 numbers. The 7 numbers, they will tell you all about who you are, why you're here, what your destiny is, what your life purpose is, strengths, challenges, suitable career choices, everything you need to know about you personally in this life. And those 7 numbers come from your birth certificate name and your date of birth. Of those 7 numbers, one of the most important numbers to know, that usually anyone that's dabbled in numerology or knows a little bit about it will say, hey, I'm a 5, what are you? And someone else will say, I'm an 8. That's highly likely to be what is called that life path number that you just mentioned. And that is calculated from the date of birth. And that life path number will tell you the path you are walking in this life, who you are, the journey you're on, what your life purpose is while you are here. And you combine that information from that life path with all the other information from the other numbers in the name. And like I said, there's 7 in total. The other side of numerology are called the forecasting numbers. And those numbers aren't so much about who you are or why you're here. These numbers are going to tell us what the energy, what the environment is around us at a given period of time. And that will help us to know what's crossing my path this year or this month, or what can I achieve this year? What's going to take me out of alignment this year, especially in terms of, manifestation and the law of attraction. One of the most powerful things we need to know about that will guarantee our success in the manifestation process is to maintain a high vibration consistently, or to be in alignment with the universe or with source energy. You just have to listen to Abraham Hicks to know that. And it's important to know what forecast cycle you're in, because certain cycles or personal year numbers will affect us in different ways. And it's a forecast of what the energy is around you for that year. And when you know that and you adjust yourself accordingly to that natural energy, and you're in flow with that natural energy, you're in harmony with that natural energy around you, then you're going to be in alignment a lot easier, as opposed to the natural energy around you is a specific way and you're going in the other direction, trying to push upstream, pushing your way upstream, but the energy is saying let go and surrender and just flow downstream. The forecasting numbers, the personal year number in particular, is one of the most important numbers to know in your chart, so you know what's going on around you for that year, so you can capitalize on opportunities that are coming your way and prepare for potential challenges.
That's so interesting. So really numbers do have a vibration and energy, and I never thought that.
Yeah, they do. Like everything, as we know, everything in the universe has an energy vibration, whether it's a piece of grass, whether it's an animal, whether it's a chair. Numbers have energy vibrations also, and they have different, like each number has its own energy or frequency, and that frequency or vibration comes with a specific, if we're talking about people and human beings, each number has its own personality, set of personality traits, strengths, challenges, even particular life lessons, things that it's going to encounter in this life. It also has its own set of potential opportunities. and strengths, even suitable career choices for each number. And that's why, it's really helpful information, because it's like, wow, it's an energy, and we are energy, human beings, aren't we?
Sure, absolutely.
The universe is energy, our thoughts are energy. So our numerology blueprint is just another energetic signature, if you like, of who we are and why we're here and what's going on around us. So that's why I get so excited. People are like, God, Michelle, you're so passionate about this. And I'm like, yeah, I am, because I believe that this is the missing piece of the puzzle that hasn't really had its day yet. Numerology is still, a lot of people don't realize what it is. They think, oh, it's some way to forecast the future and one of those sort of divination things. And yes, it is, but it's so much more. It's almost like Pandora's box or a little Aladdin's lamp. They can help you to find your way through life and know who you are instantaneously when you know your numbers. And it's right there at your fingertips. It's like a gift we've been given that will help us to know who we are and what's going on around us.
It's so fascinating what you're saying. And you said that, so a certain year will have a vibration, and we don't want to be, swimming against the stream, like you said. So it's really up to us to adjust, right?
Yes.
Because that particular vibration of the year won't change, I guess. That's what I mean. So we have to know this so we can make those adjustments.
Absolutely, yes, you hit it right on the head. Each year has its own flow of energy. It's going in a specific direction. It's encouraging you to go in that direction with that natural flow of energy around you. And when you do, when you adjust your own self to go with that natural flow, you will be in alignment, because you're aware of what the nature of the energy is around you, and you adjust yourself accordingly. So you're going with the flow. When you don't, when you're just random going, hey, how come I'm trying to manifest this thing and I'm putting all this action in, I'm being positive, I'm saying affirmations and I'm visualizing and I'm believing it's going to happen, it's not happening. Apart from the fact that divine timing has the ultimate say at the end, and if it's for your greater good, it's only going to happen if it's for your greater good. Along with that, you still need to know what vibration you're in. If you are in a vibration of being patient and things are falling, coming together behind the scenes, and for you to just sit back and let it go, then you're not going to manifest anything regardless of how many affirmations you say or for how long you visualize each day.
Right. It just won't work. It just won't happen.
It just won't, because you're not in that vibration,
So what was happening last year in 2015 that we experienced so much, kind of ups and downs and upheaval? I mean, it was shaky for a lot of people, and there were some traumatic things that were going on around the world.
There are several ways to answer that question. One, first of all, is as the planet Earth itself evolves and the vibration, the collective consciousness is raising on the planet, then it's going to force people's stuff to come to the surface a lot faster, isn't it? Because things are speeding up. So it's encouraging us to do the work, to work on whatever is unresolved, to fix things. And how do we do that? Things have to be broken first sometimes. So sometimes with the collective raising its vibration quicker, it can bring our own personal stuff to the surface quicker too. And also, it depends on which year each individual person was in and how it affected them in their own individual ways. As for the whole world, there is also where we have a personal year number for each human being, there's also a universal year number or a world year number for the world. And 2015 was a number 8 for the world. And 8 is balancing the scales. Karmic payback, big major lessons to be learned. It's not a simple number. It's a very complex number. It's a very demanding number that's saying, you're not going to get away with anything. If there's things that need to be worked on, if there's things that need to come to the surface, it's a shake-up number, okay? And this year, 2016, is a 9, and 9 is out with the old to make way for the new, for major transformation. So if you see the 8 comes first, it's a major shake-up, big things can happen. The 9 is saying, let's just make sure we've squeezed everything out of that, get out the crap, excuse my language, and let's get ready for a transformation. Now, the planet is probably always going to have big things happen internationally, because that's just the way the world is. We came here to learn and grow on Earth, and Earth is never going to be 100% perfect, because we're not, and we're not meant to be yet, and so it's a learning playground, if you like, so it's never going to be flawless. That's how we learn through some of these things. Some of the tragedies that happen create so much compassion in us, don't they, though? Think of it that way too.
That's true. That's very true. So this year being a 9-year, that's interesting. You say a lot of personal transformation and change and shift, because I'm kind of feeling that myself. I'm just at a time in life where, things are in that transition, or I'm feeling it. I'm not quite sure how it will manifest, and maybe I'll find out after today when I do my numbers. What will reveal itself. But I think that's very positive and an exciting energy for people to embrace.
And don't forget,
in this year.
And also don't forget the layers of the onion. We're working on one thing or several things, and we're getting headway, and as time passes, we're progressing, we're going back, forth, one step forward, two steps back, and we're going along this journey of personal development, which is why we're all here in the first place. We didn't necessarily come here to be these perfect people with the perfect life. We came here to be the best that we can be on our way towards trying to be that. It's the journey along the way that's the most important part, I think, which is so fascinating with what I teach with my clients and students, is we're all striving for that light, that light of that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow to achieve those goals, and that's fantastic. But it's actually our journey along the way that cannot be underestimated, because that's where we do a lot of our work, and that's why we're here.
Right, that's so true. It is. It's like they always say. It's not the destination, it's the journey.
Yeah,
or something like that.
And there's layers of the onion. So, you'll be in a period of time where you're trucking along quite well and, doing great, and you've made major progress in a particular area of your life or with an issue you've been working through for a long period of time, and you get to the top of the summit and you're rocking along and everything's good, and then boom, it'll be something else. It's something else. And if you understand that's the nature of life, then you can make peace with that, and you can just do the work. That's why I love Carolyn May so much, because, it's that discipline, it's that mindset of what makes you think you were born to be entitled? What makes you think everything was supposed to be perfect? Why are you so shocked that something challenging happened to you when it's not supposed to happen to you?
Right.
She gives you that mindset, that discipline of, dude, this is just the way that it is. This is how we roll here on earth.
And sometimes that rubs people the wrong way.
It can, and it all depends on the way it's delivered. The way that information is delivered, but the information itself is a fact, and it helps you in a way to just adjust and make peace with ourselves, make peace with life, make peace with the problems and the challenges that we have to face. Because until we can make peace with them, it's going to be a lot harder to work through them and resolve them. And that's why I love knowing. What I love, Diane, is knowing this, having this wisdom. Because before I had it, I was going through blind, angry at the world, angry at myself, like a lot of other people still are, and still we all are in some way inside at times when things come from left field, and especially if we're good people, we're like, God, I'm a good person, I'm doing really well, and this happens.
Right.
But having that wisdom of the way that life is and the way we are and the nature of the soul is so empowering, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. And that's what will help us the more that we can learn about numerology and give us just one more tool.
It is another tool, exactly.
Absolutely. And at the time that you learned, you were saying that you were just going through, an incredible transformation, and just a really tough time. And knowing numerology and having this tool in your life has made such a difference.
Yeah.
And
that numerologist showed
us too.
Yeah, well, and she showed me who I am and why I'm that way and why I had the problems I had. And then I'm like, wow, well, that makes sense. Let's go to work. So, yeah, numerology can help the reader, the listeners, in so many ways. And so should we have a little look at how it can help them for this year of 2016, how these numbers and knowing their personal year number can help them to have the best life they can for this year, as well as how to assist them in the manifestation process of their goals and dreams.
Well, I would love to know that. I'm sure all the listeners would too, because we all have things that we want to manifest into our lives, whether it's more abundance, more money, a better job, a better relationship. So,
Yeah.
all of those things. So I've got my paper and pencil here, and I'm ready to go.
All right, everybody. What we're going to do is we're going to calculate a number called the personal year number. And that tells us what the environment is or the energy around you is for the year 2016. Now, this formula I'm going to show you, it can be applied to any year. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to add the month and day of your birth date to 2016. Now, of course, if you wanted to know your personal year number for 2017, 2018, 2019, then obviously you would add it to 2017, 2018, or 2019. So this formula can be used to calculate your personal number for any year. So we're going to add the month and day of your birth date to 2016. So, for example, if you were born on April 4th, you would go 4 plus 4 plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 6. Now, we're going to then continue to add together any double numbers until we get a single-digit number between 1 and 9. For example, in our birthday for April 4th, and we added that to 2016, that added up to 17. Now, we would then get the 1 and 7 and add those together, and that would give us an 8 personal year.
Okay, so for mine, but you don't, it's not the whole year. So, like, my year would be 1965. But
we're not doing that birth year. We're doing 2016 instead. So what's your day and month of your birthday, Diane?
So it's 6/27, 627.
Yeah. Okay, and then we would add it to 2016. Now, if we were going to calculate that life path number we were talking about before, which was your life path number that tells us what your what your life purpose is and who you are in this life, you as a person, we would add that whole birth date up from your birth year. But we're not doing the life path number that's all about you as a person. We're doing a forecasting number, the personal year number that tells us what the forecast is for your year this year. And that's why we're adding it to 2016. Okay, does that make sense?
Sure. So see if I did this right. So I added 627 to 2016, 2016. So yes. I got 2642, which becomes 14. If I add those numbers together, the 6, 2, 4, and 2.
All right, let's have a look. So your birthday, so obviously you're June 27th. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to go 6 plus 2 plus 7 plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 6.
Oh, I did it wrong.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad you did it wrong, darling, because if you hadn't did it wrong, we wouldn't be able to explain the process again to everyone listening, because a lot of people would do exactly what you did. So it's good that you did that, because now whoever else has made that error will realise, because otherwise they wouldn't. So, yeah, you can see that when we added that across, we got 24. Then we go 2 plus 4 is 6.
Got it.
So you're a 6 personal year number.
6 personal year. That's funny, because 6 is a number I really like.
Oh, I love 6. I mean, even the Chinese people love the number 6. It's a number, it's a good number. And it's a beautiful number because especially a lot of the listeners will even have a number 6 in their own 7 personality numbers as well. It's a very service-orientated number, a number that likes to do good for the community, and it's a number of relationships, love, family, all that sort of thing as well. So just to reaffirm to people, if let's say, for example, somebody added their birthday and it was 28, and they went 2 and 8 is 10, there's one more step needed to get a single digit between 1 and 9. So therefore that 10 would be 1 plus 0 is a 1 personal year. So just rule of thumb, yeah, keep adding double numbers together until you get a single number between 1 and 9 for the personal year number, which is different from the life path number. So you are a 6, and by now hopefully others will know what year they're in. Also, if there are people in your life, children, partners, best friends, family members, someone you fancy, feel free to work their personal year number out as well. And I'll give everybody a bit of information as to what that year entails, what may take you out of alignment, and what you need to do to stay in alignment, and as far as increasing your ability to successfully manifest the things you want in your life in terms of the law of attraction. So with the law of attraction, just to recap, one of the things we need to do alongside just plain old being positive and saying affirmations and visualizing what it is we want, I think that's the easy part. The challenging part is keeping yourself in what is called alignment, or maintaining a high vibration consistently to the best of your capability, because we're human beings, we have emotions, we go up and down, and life goes up and down. So it's not easy to maintain this high vibration all the time. It's impossible, but we can do the best to our capability at the time. Just to recap what that maintaining or having a high vibration or staying in alignment is. Our vibration is governed by our overall life force energy, and that is the accumulation of everything we think, feel, believe, every experience we've ever had, how we project ourselves out in the world, how we're driving our ship, if you like. So it's our overall life force.
Okay.
Yeah, and keeping that of a high vibration and emotionally, mostly, to the best of our capability. So with that being said, let's have a look at each of those years, and I'm going to give you an affirmation also for that year. So for those that are in a one personal year number for 2016, this is a time of new beginnings, okay? It's a very powerful manifestation cycle. Number 1 is a very powerful manifestation number because it's a number of action and creation. So this is a time to be proactive, to take action, to get out there and make things happen. Be open to new opportunities. What will take you out of alignment is if you are afraid to do what you know needs to be done. If you're afraid to take action, if you want to but you sit there and don't do anything, that's going to take you out of alignment because the natural flow of energy around you is saying, hey, let's get things moving. Let's start some things. And you're inside, you're feeling inside going, oh, but I'm too scared. That in itself will take you out of alignment. So also be aware, Diane, and for the listeners out there, the personal year number tells us what the environment is or the energy is around us for a whole year, from January 1st to December 31st, to coincide with the calendar year period. It runs from January 1st to December 31st, not birthday to birthday. Another thing you need to know is we also have what is called a personal month number. So the year is like the big kahuna, the big grand force that's driving our ship each year, but each month we go into what's called a personal month number also. And the real accuracy comes in being able to blend those two energies together because sometimes they can be completely different. And I do that for everyone for free. I have a mail list you can join where each month you get a free forecast. It's a recording of me going, this month you're in a 1 year with a 3 month, and this is what it means. So just to throw that out there, the year is the governing force. The month is saying this is the cherry on top. And the real accuracy comes from blending them both together. Would you like me to tell you how to get that month number as well, or would you rather just keep it just the year number, make it a bit easier?
I guess just for the listeners to keep it for the year.
Great, good on you. I just thought, oh, should I give them that as well? No, that's fine. And if anyone wants to know, they can just hear that recording anyway, and they'll know how to do the month number.
While you were doing that, I worked out my husband's number. So it's really easy once you know that formula, just adding each number of, so his was 1012 for the birth, day and or month and day, and 2016. So that added up to 13. So 3 and 1 is 4. So he's a 4-year.
He is. He's a 4-year, and it's good because he's a 4, you're a 6. So you're both always in an even year. So when he's a 4, you're a 6. He'll be a 5, you'll be a 7. So that is quite a favourable thing. Although each year is different. So I'll be able to tell you what that entails for him as well. So you're right. Once you know that formula of day and month, and then adding that to the year you're in, it is very easy.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah, so with that 1 year, take action, be proactive, okay? That's going to get you in alignment. Your affirmation for those in a one personal year this year is, I am open to new beginnings that improve my quality of life. I am open to new beginnings that improve my quality of life. So go out there once, take action, be proactive. Know each month, don't be surprised if some months are slower than others, because remember I said there's a personal month number involved as well. And in some cases throughout the year, the personal month number will be a slow and steady wins the race number. So don't think it's not working. If you're being proactive and things aren't happening, remember to trust divine order and timing knows exactly what it's doing. Let's go to personal year number 2 now, the 2 years. Well, the 2 years completely different from that 1, and that's what I mean by if you're in a 1 year with a 2 month. This is an example. So the 2 year, by the way, whether you're in a month or a year, the description is the same. For example, a 1 personal year has the same description as a 1 personal month. So the 2 personal year number is the opposite of 1, where 1 is go out there and make things happen. The 2 is slow and steady wins the race. So a 2 is a time of slow growth and gradual process that requires patience. So when we're in a 2 year or a 2 month, we need to slow down. We can't force things to happen or push to get results because they just won't work and it will fall apart. So you've got to go with the flow. You've got to relax, be flexible, be at ease. And in the meantime, work on the fine-tune and work on the details behind the scenes. The 2 year is also going to encourage us to focus on our emotional side, to try and achieve emotional balance, to work on repressed emotions. And so therefore, to get in alignment, we need to, if something feels like it's sitting there emotionally to be worked through, we need to face it. We can't just keep pushing it down and ignoring it. It's going to bring us into balance and into alignment when we start working in that area of our lives. So the 2 year is sit back, relax, go with the flow, work on the details behind the scenes, be patient, and work on establishing emotional balance. The affirmation for the 2 year is I am emotionally balanced and open to giving and receiving love. This is because it can be a time where love is very important. Love of self, love of others, love and acceptance of life is really going to help raise your vibration, get you in alignment so that you can manifest things that you want by doing it patiently. Does that make sense?
Yes, and then I was going to ask you, so when you know your year number, and really when you drill it down to know what's happening for the month, that's going to really make the difference. So, So overall, where a 2 year might be, okay, I need to be patient and allow, but whatever's going on that month will affect that, right?
Yeah, like say you're in a 2 year, which is about being patient, going with the flow, working on details behind the scenes, and you're in a 1 month of new beginnings and opportunities. You know things are going to speed up in that 1 month. So oh wow, things can really start to happen in that 1 month. Yes, and same vice versa. Let's say you're in a 1 year of new beginnings and opportunities to be proactive, but you're in a 2 month. If you're in a 1 year, but you're in a 2 month of slow and steady. Yeah, so you're like, I'm in this 1 year of making things happen, but I'm in a 2 month now. So I'm going to kick back, work on the details behind the scenes, go with the flow, take it back a notch. Yes, you're getting the hang of it. Yes, see?
Yeah, and this is someone who can't balance checkbooks or anything like that. So it is. Once you get it, it's not so difficult.
Yeah, exactly. And even though you can't balance a checkbook, hey, your strengths are in other areas.
Right. That's true. So we have to celebrate those.
Absolutely, yeah. And get someone else to do the checkbook for you.
Right.
Anyway, absolutely. Or husbands, can he do that?
Yes.
There you go. They're handy for something. The 3 personal year or 3 personal month. This is, again, we're going into more of a creative cycle again. The 3 is a very powerful creative cycle, but we must be proactive and optimistic and enthusiastic is the key word here to benefit. Okay, it's a year, the 3 year is a year to take the concepts or any concepts we have beyond the idea stage and actually create it in the material world. Now, 3 is also about creativity, but it's also about joy and fun, and this is huge, especially for people that have got a lot of challenges going on in their life. It's very difficult to be joyful. If you're going through a major struggle, how on earth can you be joyful? But if you can try and see a bit of the good in life, if you can try to be a little bit more optimistic, try and spend a bit more time being social, getting out of the house, spending time with people that make you feel better, even just people you can talk to and express yourself, because 3 is about joy, communication, creativity, self-expression. To raise your vibration and to be in alignment in a 3 year is to have more fun. Now, to raise your vibration and be in alignment any year, have more fun. In fact, Abraham says, you want to be in alignment with Source, do more of what makes you feel good. And that's the truth for all of us in any year or month, but especially in a 3 year or month. So this is a time to be creative. Don't scatter your energy and have your finger in too many pies. It is a very busy, changeable energy. So don't, you've got to focus and ground yourself in a 3 year. But definitely go out of your way to have more fun and to do more of what makes you feel good. The affirmation for the 3 year or month is, I am optimistic and happy and live a joyful life. I am optimistic and happy and live a joyful life. So make an effort to be more joyful.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, it's a good one, eh? Now, don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean life's always good. The thing with the 3 year or any year is what you put into it, what you believe about it. So if you go, I'm going into a 3-year, which can be a really fun year, but you're a negative person and you're holding on to resentments and issues and things you don't want to do any work on, then you're not going to have an extremely fun year. You see, it's the natural energy is that, but you've got to go along with that natural flow of energy. You've got to work with it. It can't do the work for you if you've got work to do.
Right. Or there might be challenges going on.
Always challenges
unforeseen, right? I mean, there are always challenges for sure,
Yeah.
But there might be, if you're dealing with a particular health issue or something like that, it might be harder to try to remember to bring more joy into your life.
That's what I mean. Yeah, totally. And sometimes the 3-year, because it's here to show us that we can create what we want more of, but first of all, it will help us to get clear about what we want, what we need. So in order to be happy, sometimes the 3-year can reflect or highlight what it is that makes us unhappy first, so that we can be aware of it and then start working towards creating what makes us more happy. Does that make sense?
Right. What we can change, what we have the power to change.
Yeah, and making it loud and clear and obvious, this is what's making you unhappy. So how happy and joyful the 3-year will be determined on your attitude and what's going on in your life as well. But even if you are going through major struggles, just know that you can be in that major struggle and your mindset can be, I can feel a little bit better in this moment, or I won't. You see? It depends on your mindset within that experience. That makes a difference.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So here's your hubby's year, number 4, personal year, or 4 personal month. The 4-year is, again, it's very similar to the 2, and that again, we go back. You see, the first 1 was going forward, creating. 2 was going within, being patient. 3 was being creative. Now we go back in again, where the 4 is a time of slow and gradual progress that requires patience. But the good thing about this year is it's a year of building and planning to create a long-term, to build something long-term. So it's a very beneficial cycle if you can be patient and keep chipping along, keep chipping away. Like, it's a year that's going to teach us patience and persistence, and slow and steady wins the race, because life is giving us an opportunity in a 4-year to build something of substance for the future. So if it's a business, for example, a business idea that you're working on, cross your T's, dot your I's, get everything set up behind the scenes so things can really start happening from the 5-year onwards, for example. Things can start happening in the 4-year as well, but the foundation needs to be built first.
Okay, no, that definitely makes sense, because he's working on a business idea. So this year would be lay the foundation, get everything together, detail-oriented.
Yes,
right.
You've got it. Perseverance, dedication, discipline, organization, and order. Get that foundation built on a solid grounding, so that it's something of substance that will go the distance and last, as opposed to just crumble down at the first sign of trouble because you didn't do the groundwork. You were too impatient. You've got to be patient and really cross your T's, dot your I's, put the effort in. Now, that's in terms of, relating it to business. If it was your own personal development, let's say it's a health issue you're working on, be persistent. Just because, let's say, you do a treatment or you try a new modality or therapy or something, and let's say it doesn't work straight away, you're not getting the results you would have liked. This is a year that says things may not happen as fast and as easily as you would like them to, but your dedication and your commitment is being tested. So persevere, you see, dedicate, commit, don't give up. And that's what that whole 4-year is saying. It's saying don't give up, keep pushing away, keep being patient, keep being positive, because it will test you. But it's saying if you have that right mindset and you don't crumble at the first sign of challenge or trouble, you will be rewarded in the end.
So for a 4, for example, if there was a relationship that maybe you were thinking of getting out of, would it not be the year to really make a drastic change? Or it's hard to say.
Yeah, what could happen? The 5-year is the year after, which is a year of change, but the 4-year is getting yourself stabilized. So let's say you're in an unhealthy relationship in a 4-year, and it can be a challenging year, the 4-year, for some people, and so it wouldn't be uncommon that you would have challenges on your shoulders from that relationship, but you would be in that 4-year, if it's not the exact time to leave that relationship right now because it's impossible, let's say for financial reasons, or you have nowhere to live or go, then you would be be working on the details behind the scenes. You would be coming up with a plan of where you're going to go, how you're going to support yourself, can you stay with a friend, like you'd be working on those details behind the scenes so that you can set that foundation up for your future.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
So you might study something online or whatever so that you can have some sort of certification of something you can work towards in terms of building a career. Like you work on the details behind the scenes. The 4-year affirmation that will help you do that and will help you stay in alignment is I am financially, physically, emotionally, and mentally secure. So that is basically saying I am financially secure. I am physically secure. I'm healthy. I am emotionally balanced. I am mentally secure. You've got a strong mind. You've got a strong body. You're working on building your finances. You're working on creating a physical foundation in your life. That's going to help you in that 4-year or month.
Okay. No, that's great. That makes a lot of sense.
Some people get major headway in a 4. They really get somewhere. They go, God, I had to work my butt off that year. It really challenged me, but look at what I accomplished. And that's what you have to have in the back of your mind when you're going through that 4 period of time is look at what I accomplished. Don't look at how far you think you've got to go. Look at what you've accomplished already along the way, you see?
And to build that foundation.
Yes, definitely.
Make it strong.
Make it strong and make it last.
No, I love it. So 5, what would that be? A 5 year?
Well, the 5 is completely different from the 4, where the 4 is kind of like, slow and steady wins the race. I'm working, I'm pushing away, I'm dedicated, I'm disciplined. The 5 year is, yay, the floodgates have opened. The 5 is a year of progress, movement, and change. And movement meaning moving. Things are moving now. They're speeding up. Yay, progress. I'm getting somewhere. My pedaling is actually moving the cycle. I'm not sitting on, stationary. We're starting to move now. Now, a 1 year is a year of new beginnings, and the 9 year is a year of endings in terms of this, the block of 9 years. 5 is smack bang in the middle. So that 5 year is right in the middle where life says, hey, let's shake up the playing field. So the 5 year is, anything can happen, and it usually does. It can be quite a very dynamic, action-packed number. This is the year you're in this year. Things would have felt quite quick this year. Things would have sped up. Did any new things cross your path, like new opportunities, new ideas, new enterprises, new contacts, anything like that? Because that usually happens in a 5. As things cross your path, you're like, wow, where did that come from? That's different. Or that's, a new opportunity. Or it can be, like I said, it is a fast-paced moving energy in terms of if there's work to be done, there's going to be a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of things that are going to happen because it is a lot of stuff coming at you.
This year, there have been some new opportunities, definitely, and all very positive. Because this is actually the first year I've been able to participate in the World Summit.
Wow.
So that was a new opportunity.
That's a huge opportunity because that's massive. That's huge.
Very exciting.
It is exciting, and for anyone else that's going to be in a 5 year in 2016, the 5 year is where new opportunities can come to you, where anything can happen, and it usually does. Like, it is a busy year. It is a year, I'm not going to lie, it is a busy year. There's a lot going on, which is why what you need to do to get into alignment in a 5 year is you need to prioritize, and you need to focus, and you need to ground yourself, because a lot of things are going to happen. And in order to be on top of all these things that are going to come at you, is you need to be organized. You need to be, have a schedule, if you like. Don't sign yourself up for too many things and say, put your hand up for too many things, because you're going to be busy. So you've got to free your time up. Don't have your finger in too many pies, and keep yourself sort of grounded. You also need to learn to recognize opportunities when they arise. Okay, also to keep yourself in alignment, to increase your ability to manifest your goals and dreams in a 5 cycle, is you need to, if there are changes that need to be made, you have to make them. You can't just go, oh, I really should make that change, and not, because it's just going to make things harder for you. Things will snowball. You'll feel like the world's on your shoulders, like it's a really sort of heavy energy. So when there's changes to be made, life is encouraging you to make changes. It can be small changes. It can be something as simple as changing the way that you drive to work and having a fresh energy in terms of a different environment around you on a daily basis, or it can be moving house or changing careers or whatever. So it is definitely a time of change, progress, movement, and change. And the affirmation for that is, I make positive changes that improve my quality of life. I make positive changes that improve my quality of life. So it's about moving forward and doing things. It's an action year where things will definitely be busy.
Yeah, that's always a challenge for me because I'm a creature of habit, and like I'll take the same walk every day, and I drive the same way to work every day. So I should shake things up.
Oh yeah, and that's what helps make it more dynamic and more exciting, and that's where anything can happen, and it usually does, because you're putting yourself in that zone of being open to new things, and part of increasing the potential for new things to come into your life is you need to do things new.
I do, definitely.
You got to shake things up for everyone, all of us.
Well, 6 is next,
Yep.
and that's my number.
Yeah, so the 6th personal year or personal month, the 6th personal year or personal month is a magnetic time for law of attraction. It's a very magnetic energy, 6. It is a favourable cycle for career opportunities. It can be a favourable cycle for people starting or expanding a home-based business. For example, anyone that may work as an energy worker or a healer or a counsellor or anything to do with sort of helping people or helping the community or being creative. It's anyone that's involved in creativity, communication, people, serving people, teaching, anything like that. It can be a very favourable cycle. Now, at the same time, it is a cycle of a time of duty, service and responsibility, towards other people. And those other people could be the public, it could be clients, it could be family, friends. People may need you more than ever before, and that's why it can be a favourable time for people with sort of working in those areas, because more people may need your service. On the other hand, on a personal level, friends, family may need you. The 6th year is also to do with relationships. Sometimes relationship issues can surface that need to be resolved and worked through, but that can take relationships to a deeper level or deeper level. Some people are single, they can meet someone. Some people maybe, they say it's a year when you can make up or break up or, meet someone totally new. And then you can be in any other year and meet someone as well. So it's not saying only in these years or numbers can these things happen. The things that we're talking about for all of the years can happen in any year as well. For example, you can work behind the scenes and build a solid foundation in a 3-year or a 1 year. It's just saying that in the year of that number, that's where there's a big focus on it, where life is encouraging you to really embrace that in that particular year. But you can do these things anytime.
Right. Yeah, so that's kind of the energy of the year, where you should move your focus to if you can.
Yeah, move your focus to it, but this is for, you can do these things anytime, but there is a big focus. Your life is encouraging you to put energy in that area that year. So for people that are thinking of, should I become a, law of attraction practitioner, or should I be an angel card reader this year? Do it. Go out there and do it. You're in a year of being of service. People need you. Just be confident. Believe in yourself. Believe in your abilities to be successful in that. The affirmation that will help you be in alignment in a 6th year is, I joyfully serve others and enhance my own life in return. I joyfully serve others and enhance my own life in return. So by being of service, you will raise your own vibration. And that's the thing, we sometimes sit there going, oh, God damn it, so-and-so bloody mother-in-law needs my help and I'm really busy doing this. And, and we all do that, and that's fine, that's normal, that's natural. I do it too, and I always probably will. But the thing is, you've got to realise, but I'm in the energy, I'm in the 6th year, which is all about this, and the sooner I just let it go and do and be of service, the universe will compensate. It all comes back, swings and roundabouts anyway. Even though I'd rather be doing this other thing that I'm working on, hey, that'll still work itself out. The universe has got my back. Life is good. It's okay that I can go out there and be where I'm needed, even though it takes me away or distracts me from this other goal I've got in mind. You'll still achieve that goal. You've got to remember that. It's all connected. And these are also little lessons that will teach us, are you going to be compassionate in this situation, or are you going to be selfish?
Right, because it's a great reminder.
It is, because one will put you in alignment and the other will take you out of alignment. When you're out of alignment, you delay the manifestation of your goals and dreams. So think of it that way.
Well, I'm going to remember that affirmation for this year. I'm going to use it in my meditations and when I'm walking and, exercising.
And when that phone rings,
all those
someone
things.
goes, can you come and help me do this? And you go, oh, bloody hell. You have to remember, I joyfully serve others and enhance my own life in return.
Right. I will remember that.
Yeah, good luck with that. It's not easy, is it?
No.
That's so funny. Okay, number 7, the 7 year. Okay, so this is sort of a year again, like the 2 and the 4 year, where it's a cycle of slow growth and gradual process that requires patience. So once again, you need to slow down. Don't force things to happen or push to get results. 7 is a very spiritual year. You know, more people will have a numerology reading with me in a 7 year than any other year, because it's a year where life is encouraging us to go within, to work on our personal development, to focus on our spiritual development. Even people that aren't even spiritually aware will start to be looking at mind, body, spirit in a 7 year. It's incredible. So basically, this is a year that is saying it's a time to focus on your personal development, because the improvements you make from within this year will improve your circumstances in the outer world. So where a lot of people get frustrated when they come for a reading and they hear they're in a 7 year, they're like, oh man, I want it to be in a year where all these amazing things are happening. I'm going to take the world by storm and it's all going to fall on my lap. And you're telling me I have to focus on myself? They get a bit upset, you know. They're a bit like, oh, that's not fair, that sucks. But the thing is, when you do that work from within, it's making the improvements, and it's making the opportunities that you are going to attract after you've done that work bigger and better. So it's like it's building an inner foundation. Okay?
Which is so important. We neglect that so often, don't we?
Oh, we do, but that's the key, you see, because the more balanced you are, the more you love yourself, the more you know who you are, the more you know what you want, the more that you understand the universe around you, it raises your vibration like a magnet. It's crazy. And then what will you do? You will be in alignment. You'll be attracting more of what you want, but you've got to get there first. And this is a year to really do that, okay? So it's time to get closer to source energy, to expand your faith, to let go and let God, to spend quiet time alone in contemplation and meditation to get clear about what it is you actually want. The affirmation for 7 is, as I improve myself, I improve the circumstances of my life. So as I improve myself, I improve the circumstances of my life. And don't take that year for granted. It's a very powerful and important year, because next we go into the 8 year, which is a very powerful cycle of manifestation. So it's almost like, and the universe knew what it was doing when it set the numbers up this way, because it put the 7 before the 8. So the 8 is a powerful manifestation year, but it put the 7 year there first. So it's almost like saying, go home, do the work, go within, work on yourself, because by the time you get to that 8 year of manifestation, you can really make some headway here if you've already done the work.
Right, like kind of clearing the path, right? Like smoothing it over.
Absolutely. So the 8 is a very powerful cycle of manifestation. So be positive, be specific and realistic about what you want. Get clear about the understanding of the law of attraction. Adopt an attitude of abundance. Work hard, be honest. Step into your personal power to get into alignment. This is a year where you really want to be aware of what you're thinking. Don't focus your attention on the things you don't want. You want to focus your attention on what you do want. You attract what you focus on the most. So be sure that you focus mostly on what you want as opposed to what you don't want. Okay? Your affirmation for 8s is, the universe is abundant and I am financially safe and secure. The universe is abundant and I am financially safe and secure. Now, it doesn't have to be financially. It can be I am emotionally, or I am emotionally, financially, physically, and mentally safe and secure. That affirmation can be whatever you want. It's just that a lot of the time with the 8, it can have to do with money and business and career and finances. So some people, that's their gig in that year, but not everyone. Some other people are fine financially. It may be emotionally or mentally or physically. So that affirmation can be whatever you want it to be.
Right, wherever the need is, I guess.
Wherever the need is, yeah, totally. And then last, but by certainly no means least, we've got the 9 year, which is the end of that block of 9 years. So the personal year cycles run in 9 year chunks. And we're not all in the same year at the same time. For example, you're in this year, Diane, you are in a 6 year, and I'm in a 4. As you know, your husband's in a 4 as well. So we're not all in the same year. And it runs in 9 year blocks, and the 9 year is the last of that 9 year block of numbers, and that's why it's a time of completion and putting a big ribbon on that block of 9 years and saying, right, there we go, let's throw that out with the ultimate way for the new to get ready for new beginnings, because after that 9 year, that 1 year starts up again, a new 9 year block, starting at 1, happens all over again.
Okay, so endings is not really a negative. I mean,
No.
it's just like a new beginning, and then here we go again.
Yeah, exactly. And so the 9-year is saying this is a time of completion, a time of endings and preparation for transformation. So it's a cycle to release what no longer serves you in order to make space for new opportunities to come. Okay, so for some people, I'm not going to lie, for some people, and it's the case for anyone that's going through an ending in any year, not just a 9-year, because things end all the time, not just in a 9-year or 9-month. And it's not always easy when things end, especially if it's not our choice. You know, sometimes when something has to end so something new can come into our life, but we're holding on to it because of fear of the unknown, or because of we hold on to what we know, even though it's wrong for us. At least we know it. You know, we're comfortable here.
The devil you know, right?
The devil you know. A lot of people don't want to let go, and that's when life will force those changes upon us. If we've got to be somewhere else in order to progress on our journey of development, then sometimes those changes are forced upon us. So whether it's a change of mindset, let's say you're still holding on to a negative mindset or a problem that you haven't worked through, you may get I'm not saying this will happen, this is in general for human beings, nothing to do with the 9-year, but in general, when we aren't working on something we have the ability to work on, but we're just being too lazy or too afraid, sometimes it can create disharmony in our physical body and in our physical life to force us to start working on those areas.
And what would be our affirmation for a 9-year?
A 9-year affirmation is, it is safe to surrender to the magical future that awaits me. It is safe to surrender to the magical future that awaits me. And just to say, in a 9-year, this can be a payoff year where everything you've been working on in the previous 8 years can come to fruition. It's a really good, I got a publishing contract with Hay House, the biggest dream of my life, in my 9 year. So it can be a magical year.
Wow. Well, all this information is so great. And just to remind people of the formula so they can find their year, it's the day, the month, and then add 2016.
Yes, for 2016. Right? Yeah, if you're in America, it's add the month and the day to 2016. If you're on the other side, anywhere else in the world, it's add the day and month to 2016. Either way, it's going to end up the same. Keep adding double digits together till you get a single number between 1 and 9.
Right, and then you're set. And once you have that year number, then you can drill it down with the month and get more detailed with that kind of information. And all of that people can also learn about in the books too, so they can follow along.
They can. The most in-depth book is the Numerology Guidebook, Uncover Your Destiny and the Blueprint of Your Life. That's like the grand kahuna of the numerology teachings. Then for those that want a bit of a level down but with added extras, you've got the Hay House Basics Numerology. And then the online course, of course, which is coming out.
Yay! It's so exciting. Well, it's been so cool to learn all this with you, Michelle. I'm like, whoa, the numbers are flying in my head right now. I'm like trying to remember. But this is such great information. I love it. And I'm so glad that you could chat with us on our Hay House World Summit.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you everybody for listening. It's an honor to me that people would be open to learning about numerology. That really means a lot. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for the Hay House World Summit 2016. We hope to inspire you to reach for the stars and achieve your goals with messages from today's best authors, speakers, and spiritual teachers. We wish you well as you continue on your journey.